Have you ever asked yourself how some billionaires pay less in taxes than everyday workers? How is it possible that someone so rich gives so little to the tax office? Here's a big surprise. Former US President Donald Trump did exactly that. He used smart and legal tricks to avoid paying millions in taxes. Crazy, right? In this video, we'll break it all down in simple words. What tax strategies did he use? Were they legal or just sneaky? And why did it cause such a big debate across the country? Stick around because by the end, you'll understand how the rich keep more of their money and what that means for the rest of us. If you're curious about how the wealthy play by the rules and still win big, then don't forget to like this video, share it with friends, and subscribe for more eye-opening stories like this. Trump's tax records, a big mystery. For a long time, Donald Trump refused to show his tax returns even when he was running for president. This surprised a lot of people because most US presidents since the 1970s have shared their tax records with the public. So naturally, people began to ask, what is he hiding? Then in 2020, something big happened. The New York Times published a report that showed Trump paid only $750 in federal income tax in both 2016 and 2017. That's less than what many regular workers pay in one paycheck. And here's the part that shocked everyone even more. He paid no income tax at all in 10 out of the 15 years before that. So, how did he manage to do that? Let's take a closer look and break down the legal ways Trump used the system to cut down his tax bill. 1. Business losses. Turning failure into tax relief. One of the main ways Donald Trump avoided paying taxes was by saying he lost a lot of money in his businesses. Here's how it works. If your business loses money, you don't have to pay taxes on your income. Sounds simple, right? Trump owns things like hotels, golf courses, casinos, and other real estate. Many of these businesses didn't do well and lost a lot of money. For example, in 1995, Trump reported a $916 million loss. That one loss was so big, it helped him avoid paying taxes for many years after that. This strategy is called loss carry forward. It means you can use old losses to cancel out future profits when it's time to pay taxes. So even if you make money later, those past losses help reduce your tax bill. Now, this method is completely legal, but people were shocked at just how big Trump's losses were and how long he used them to skip taxes. Second, depreciation, paper losses, real savings. Another smart trick Trump used is something called depreciation. It's a legal rule in the tax system that helps business owners, especially in real estate, lower their taxes. Here's how it works. The government allows you to say that your buildings or equipment lose value over time, even if in real life, they're actually getting more valuable. Let's say Trump builds a hotel that costs $100 million. Every year, he's allowed to say a part of that cost is a loss, even if the hotel is doing great and making money. This lowers the income he shows on paper. And that means he pays less in taxes. The strange part? Real estate usually goes up in value, not down. But the rules still let owners pretend it's losing value, and that helps them save money. It's what we call a paper loss, but it gives real tax benefits. 3. Expensing personal spending as business costs. According to the New York Times, Trump also used another trick, writing off personal expenses as business costs. This helped him lower the amount of income he had to pay taxes on. Here are some surprising examples. 1. He spent $70,000 on hairstyling while filming The Apprentice and called it a business expense. 2. He listed travel and meals for his family as if they were for business meetings. 3. He even called some of his residences investment properties to get tax benefits. Now here's the thing. If an expense is really for business, the law allows you to deduct it from your income. That means you pay less in taxes. But in Trump's case, a lot of people, including tax experts, started asking questions. Were these things really business-related, or was he stretching the truth to save money? It's legal if the IRS agrees, but many felt these claims looked fishy or over the line. 4th, consulting fees to family members. Another move Trump used in his tax plan was paying consulting fees to his daughter, Ivanka Trump. What made this interesting is that Ivanka was already working as an executive in his company, but she was also listed as a separate paid consultant. So why do this? Trump's company could write off the consulting fees as business expenses, which helps lower the company's taxes. The money then goes to Ivanka, who might pay taxes at a lower rate than the business would. In the end, this could help the whole family pay less in taxes. This move made a lot of people suspicious. If a business pays a family member just to reduce the tax bill, it might be seen as tax avoidance. It's not always illegal, but it's definitely controversial. Many experts and lawmakers raised questions, wondering if this was a clever use of the rules or just a way to get around paying more. 5. Real estate tax loopholes. Trump also made smart use of real estate loopholes to cut down his taxes. First, there's something called a 1031 exchange. This lets you sell one property and buy another without paying taxes on the profit, as long as you follow the rules. Second, there are passive income rules. If someone is seen as just a passive investor, not running the business daily, they may not have to pay some types of taxes. Trump owns hundreds of companies, and his tax team used these rules very well. They knew how to use every legal trick to protect his money. 6. Paying little but getting refunds. Believe it or not, Trump didn't just avoid taxes, he even got money back from the government. In 2010, he received a $72.9 million tax refund from the IRS. This happened because he claimed huge business losses. But this refund raised questions. The IRS started an audit to check if those losses were real and if he deserved the refund. If not, Trump could be asked to pay it back with extra penalties. 7. Offshore and shell companies. Some reports also suggested that Trump used offshore and shell companies to manage his money. These are companies set up in places with lower taxes or fewer rules. This strategy can help with things like hiding who really owns assets, reducing the amount of taxes paid in the US, avoiding legal problems if a lawsuit happens. While it's not always illegal, using shell companies can make things less transparent. This led to even more questions about how Trump managed his finances. The big controversy: legal versus ethical. Let's be clear, most of the strategies Trump used are legal under US tax law. But here's the problem. Is it fair that a billionaire pays less tax than a nurse or teacher? Should laws be changed to stop the ultra-wealthy from using these tricks? Many people argue that Trump took advantage of a broken system. Others believe he did nothing wrong because he played by the rules. This creates a bigger debate about tax fairness in America. What Trump said about his taxes. When asked about paying so little, Trump famously said, "That makes me smart." He argued that he just used the laws to his benefit, and anyone else in his position would do the same. He also said he would fix the tax system, though critics say he only made it more favorable to the rich. The IRS audit and investigations. The IRS started investigating Trump's tax filings after he claimed massive losses and took large refunds. This audit has lasted for years and still raises questions. Were the losses real? Did he follow the law exactly? Will he have to repay any refunds? While the public wants answers, the investigation has moved slowly due to legal complexity. Reactions from politicians and the public. The reactions were strong and divided. Democrats said the tax system is unfair and demanded Trump release all his tax documents. Republicans defended him, saying he used legal methods and that the media was attacking him. Ordinary Americans were shocked. Many people who struggle to pay bills were angry to see a billionaire paying almost no taxes. It sparked new calls for tax reform. How the rich use the system. Trump's case isn't unique. Many billionaires like Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk have also paid very little in income taxes in some years. They use similar methods. First, report business losses. 2. Use depreciation. 3. Invest in real estate. 4. Get tax credits. 5. Borrow money instead of selling assets. This shows a larger problem. The tax system allows the rich to grow richer while paying less. Should the laws be changed? After Trump's taxes were revealed, many lawmakers called for changes in the system. Some ideas include closing loopholes for real estate investors, ending carry-forward losses after a certain number of years, raising taxes on the wealthy, making tax filings public for high-level politicians. But these changes are hard to pass. Powerful lobby groups and political divisions make tax reform a slow and difficult process. Lessons we can learn. So what can we learn from all this? Know the rules. The rich use tax laws to their advantage, and you can too, on a smaller scale. Invest wisely. Real estate and business ownership come with tax benefits. Hire professionals. Trump's tax strategies were made possible by skilled accountants and lawyers. This doesn't mean you should avoid taxes, but it shows the importance of learning how the system works. Conclusion. So what do you think? Smart or unfair? Donald Trump avoided paying millions in taxes using tools that were legal. Some people say that's just smart business. Others say it's not fair at all. But here's the truth. The tax system is built in a way that helps the rich. And unless the rules change, people like Trump will keep finding ways to pay less. Now we want to hear from you. Do you think billionaires like Trump should pay more taxes? Or is he just playing by the rules smartly? Let us know what you think in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video and learned something new, make sure to give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss more powerful stories.